The moment I heard that name, Leo, my entire world shattered into a million irreparable pieces. It wasn't just a name, it was a ghost from my past, a secret buried so deep I never thought it could surface. I was standing in my perfect suburban kitchen, watching my wife Emily casually take a phone call, and when she whispered that single, forbidden name, the 20 years of trust, love, and shared life we had built evaporated. This wasn't a sudden, reckless affair. This was a calculated 2-decade long betrayal rooted in a promise I had made and foolishly forgotten. A betrayal that involved not just Emily, but the very foundation of my own identity. I uncovered a secret son, a double life, and a complex web of lies that stretched back to my college days. Did I overreact by cutting off everyone who knew the truth? Or was I justified in destroying the family built on such a colossal lie? Tell me, if you discovered your entire life was based on a deliberate, 2-decade long deception, would you walk away, or would you fight for the beautiful lie? My name is Mark, and I was 45 when I found out my life was fiction. I was a successful executive, married to Emily, the woman I thought was my soulmate, for 20 years. We had 2 incredible children, 18-year-old Sarah and 16-year-old Ethan. We had the classic American dream, the house, the dog, the college funds secured. Emily was my high school sweetheart, my constant, my anchor. Her life was centered around the children and running our home. She was, to me, above reproach. The trouble started, as it often does, with something completely innocuous. A new cell phone plan. Emily was getting a new number, and I was helping her transfer data. We were sitting side by side on the couch, laughing about her ancient contacts list. As I was going through her saved voicemails, I found one that was unsaved, labeled only with a string of numbers. Out of sheer habit, I played it. It was a woman's voice, rushed and slightly panicked, saying, "Emily, it's me. Leo is asking too many questions about why you can't come to his birthday party this year. You need to call me back immediately. He's upset." I froze. Leo. The name echoed in my mind like a gunshot. I turned to Emily, who was blissfully scrolling through Instagram. "Who is Leo?" I asked, trying to keep my voice light, casual. She didn't look up. "Oh, that's just an old friend from college, maybe a number I forgot to delete." "Why?" I pressed her, pushing the phone into her view. "This message sounds urgent, Emily. It sounds like a child is involved. Who is Leo, and why is he upset you can't go to his birthday?" She still tried to deflect, minimizing the call, but her hands started to tremble, and her face drained of color. That was my first clue. The fear in her eyes was too raw to be about a forgotten friend. I didn't let up. I felt a cold, professional calm descend over me, the kind I used during high-stakes corporate negotiations. I needed the facts. The full truth took a grueling 3 hours of confrontation to extract, and it was a masterpiece of sustained, calculated deception. Emily had another life. She had another son, Leo *, who was exactly 20 years old, the same age as our marriage. The story went back to my college days. I had been best friends with a guy named Alex *. Alex and I were inseparable, planning our lives together. During our final year, Alex was tragically killed in a drunk driving accident. I was devastated. What I didn't know was that Alex had been secretly seeing a different girl, not Emily, just before his death. That girl, Laura was pregnant with Alex's son. Laura was terrified. She was poor, alone, and facing single motherhood. Emily, who had always had a fiercely protective, sometimes overly dramatic streak, took charge. She was already deeply in love with me and knew the revelation would shatter my career ambitions and potentially derail our relationship before it even started, especially since Alex was my best friend and his death was still raw. Emily made a terrible promise to Laura. She would help her financially on the condition that Laura would move far away, raise the child in secret, and never, ever tell me about Leo, or that he was Alex's son. The whole arrangement was established years before Emily and I even got married, a dirty secret she brought into our wedding vows. For 20 years, Emily had been funding Leo's upbringing, taking secret trips to visit them under the guise of retreats or conferences, and maintaining a separate, secret communication network. Leo wasn't just a secret. He was a living, breathing testament to a life I was supposed to have shared with Alex. The revelation hit me not just as a betrayal of marriage, but of friendship. Emily had taken advantage of my grief over Alex to cement her place in my life, ensuring no inconvenient truths could surface. I demanded to know who else knew about this massive lie. Her immediate reluctance spoke volumes. The circle of conspirators was smaller but equally devastating. Emily's sister, Clara who had often covered for Emily's secret trips, and my own father, Richard **. My father had known ** for 5 years **. Emily, facing a significant financial decision regarding Leo's college fund, had broken down and confessed the entire truth to Richard, begging him for advice and discretion. Richard, in a moment of sickeningly misplaced loyalty to Emily, his favorite daughter-in-law, had promised to keep the secret from me, his only son. He had actively looked me in the eye at family dinners, knowing the monumental secret Emily was keeping, and said nothing. My father, my wife, my best friend's son, living a secret life I should have been part of. The conspiracy was immense, cold, and calculated. I felt like a stranger in my own home, a character in a play written and directed by everyone else. So that's the situation I was in. My entire adult life was founded on a conspiracy involving my wife, her family, and my own father, all centered around a son I should have known, Alex's son. Before I tell you about the explosive confrontation that finally brought everything crashing down, and the surprising decisions I made about Leo and my father, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you have forgiven your father and wife for the sake of the family, or would you have demanded absolute accountability, destroying the life they protected? I went silent. I spent 2 weeks moving through my life like a ghost, gathering documents, securing my assets, and making detailed plans. I needed to act with precision. I didn't want messy emotion. I wanted controlled demolition of the lie. The final confrontation took place in my living room. I invited Emily, Clara, and my father over under the pretense of a serious family emergency regarding my mother-in-law. When they arrived, I simply placed the printout of the voicemail transcript on the coffee table. I started with Clara **. Clara, you helped Emily lie to me for 20 years. You enabled the deception. Your punishment is simple. You will never be in my home again, and you will never speak to my children, Sarah and Ethan, without my explicit supervision. You are cut off. Clara tried to stammer an apology, but I simply walked past her. Next, Emily **. The pain was unbearable, but I held my ground. You built a life on my friend's death and my grief. You stole my chance to honor Alex by knowing his son. Our marriage is over. I filed for divorce this morning. I will provide a generous settlement, but know this. The last 20 years were a lie, and I want nothing more to do with the woman who created it. She screamed, she begged, she blamed Laura, she blamed Alex, she blamed the past. I didn't listen. The most difficult confrontation was with my father, Richard ***. He looked terrified, realizing the depth of my resolve. Richard, USIMUNUTANEO, secret son, Alex's son, for 5 years. You knew I was actively looking for ways to memorialize Alex, and you kept Leo a secret to protect Emily. You chose a lie over your son's trust. You are not just cut off from my finances, Richard. You are cut off from my life. You will not see your grandchildren until they are old enough to understand exactly why their grandfather chose to betray me. My father, a proud, wealthy man, broke down completely. His betrayal was the deepest cut. The one person I didn't punish was the one person who was entirely innocent. Leo ***. I reached out to Laura directly. I introduced myself as Alex's best friend and explained the entire horrible truth, omitting the details of Emily's deceit at first. I told her I wanted to be in Leo's life. Laura was initially defensive, but when she realized my intentions were pure, she cautiously agreed. Meeting Leo was surreal. He was a bright, thoughtful young man, with the same dry sense of humor Alex used to have. He was an adult now, facing college and struggling financially. I didn't just step in as a friendly uncle. I stepped in as a surrogate father and guardian. I established a massive trust fund for his education and future, ensuring he would never have to worry about money. I told him stories about Alex, finally giving him the true picture of the father he never met. I found immense purpose in fulfilling the promise Emily should have made to me 20 years ago, protecting Alex's legacy. The divorce was finalized quickly. Emily accepted the settlement, humbled by the public nature of the deception. My father has tried repeatedly to apologize and reconcile, sending gifts and letters. I returned them unopened. The trust is gone. Sarah and Ethan, my children, were initially confused, but I sat them down and told them the edited truth, that Emily had kept a huge secret about an old friend's son, and that the conspiracy was too deep to overcome. They have since met Leo, and they have welcomed their older, new sibling with open arms. The perfect life was a myth. The true, chaotic, and messy life I have now, anchored by my children, Sarah, Ethan, and my bond with Leo, is infinitely more fulfilling. I lost a wife and a father, but I gained a son and reclaimed my soul. The betrayal was complete, but my future is finally built on undeniable truth. Like this video if you think I made the right choice by prioritizing Leo and cutting off the conspirators. Subscribe for more stories about uncovering painful truths and rebuilding life from the rubble. Share your final thoughts on my father's ultimate betrayal in the comments section below. I'll see you all in the next story.